Imagine waking up one day and realizing that you owe tens of thousands of dollars, not because you spend it, not because you borrow it, but simply because you're a citizen of your country. Right now, every American effectively carries a share of the national debt that exceeds $90,000 per person. The question is, how long can that continue without consequences? Many people think national debt is just about a political issue discussed in Washington, D.C., but the truth is, it affects your future job opportunities, your taxes, your cost of living, and even your financial stability after graduation. If you care about your future, you should care about national debt. The growing national debt directly impacts every citizen and requires greater awareness and responsible action from the government and the public to prevent long-term economic harm. As a future professional, I have learned how a large-scale system, whether infrastructure or economics, require long-term planning and responsibility. In preparing for this speech, I have researched real-world impacts and economic data from sources like the U.S. Department of the Treasury and from the U.S. Census Bureau to better understand how national debt affects everyday life, especially for a student like us who are about to enter the workforce. During this presentation, I will explore the following. Number 1, the causes of national debt and how it continues to grow. Number 2, the impact of national debt on the economy and also on individuals. And number 3, the solution and action citizens and leaders can take to address it. Here are some causes of national debt and how it continues to grow. Governments basically spend more money than they collect in taxes. This creates a budget deficit, which is then added to the national debt. According to the U.S. Government Accountability Office, persistent and waning annual budget deficits occur when the federal government spends more than it collects in revenue. And the debt is simply the accumulation of this borrowing. In fiscal year 2024, the deficit exceeded $1.8 trillion for the fifth consecutive year. Major spending areas include defense, healthcare, and social programs. Interest in existing debt makes the problem worse. The government must pay interest on borrowed money. Just like credit cards, as debt increases, interest payments grow, creating a cycle that is difficult to escape. Lack of long-term planning contributes to the issue. Short-term political decisions often ignore long-term consequences. This leads to continued borrowing instead of sustainable solution. Now that I have explained how national debt growth, let's look why this problem directly affects you and also your future. Here are the impacts of national debt on the economy and also on individuals. National debt is not just a number. It has real consequences for everyday people. It can lead to higher taxes. As debt increases, the government may raise taxes to cover expenses. This means less money in your pocket in the future. It also can cause inflation and reduce purchasing power. When governments rely heavily on borrowing, it can weaken the value of the money. This means everyday goods like foods, gas, and housing become more expensive. It also affects job opportunities and economic growth. High debt can slow down economic growth. This can lead to the fewer job opportunities, lower wages, and less investment in industries like construction and engineering. According to analysis from the Peter G. Pearson Foundation and others, rising debt reduces business investment, slows productivity, and can depress wages and income growth over time. Now that we understand the serious impact of national debt, the important question becomes, what can we do about it? Here are some solutions and actions citizens and leaders can take to address it. The government must adopt responsible spending practices. For example, reducing unnecessary spending and prioritizing essential programs is key. Long-term financial planning must replace short-term political decisions. Policies should focus on balancing budgets over time. This does not mean cutting everything. It really means spending wisely. Sustainable economic policies can slow debt growth. Past periods of fiscal restraint combined with strong growth have successfully reduced debt as a share of the economy. Citizens must stay informed and involved. Pay attention to economic policies, not just political promises. Vote for leaders who prioritize fiscal responsibility. To sum it all, national debt is not just a government issue, it's everyone's problem. We discussed how national debt growth through overspending and interest, and how it impacts taxes, inflation, and job opportunities, and how both leaders and citizens can take action to address it. Now I challenge you to take the way you think about national debt. Don't ignore it. Pay attention to it. Talk about it. And also make decisions, especially when voting, that reflect the importance of economic responsibility. Your future depends on it. Remember the image I started with. Every American today is born owing more than $90,000 as their share of the national debt. You didn't choose it, but you will live with consequences. The real question is this: will your generation be the one that keeps passing the bill to the next? Or will be the one that finally says, enough, and start fixing it? The choice is yours starting today. Thank you very much.